Eh ngayon, in-interview nyo ako, natural, tatanggalin ko yung face mask. Paano ako magsasalita kung hindi ko tatanggalin yung face mask?
Pero sir, sa D.O.H na yung pinost na dati?
Oo, para sa akin, kalabisan na yung either naka-face shield ka o naka-face mask ka. Hindi ako naniniwala sa D.O.H. Ako, umiikot ako sa mahigit 20 hospital ng mga COVID centers. Nagbibigay ako ng mga donation. Hindi naman ako na-COVID. Mabuti na lamang at yung barrier ay tinanggal na nila. Dahil na kalabisan na talaga yon. Diruin mo, naka-face mask ka na, naka-face shield ka pa, naka-helmet ka pa, may barrier pa. Ano ba yan? Sa totoo lang, ang COVID, curable. Sobrang pananakot ang ginawa sa atin ng D.O.H. Tumigil ang ekonomiya natin dahil sa sobrang pananakot na yan. Nagagamot ang COVID. If at the onset, gamutin mo lang agad ng mga gamot na kagaya ng lianwa, hindi naman matutuloy yung COVID eh. Kaya nga sobrang pananakot yung ginawa ng D.O.H. na yan. Hindi ako naniniwala sa kanila. Kahit na, marami akong nababasa mga tungkol sa COVID. Bakit yung ibang bansa, hindi naman talaga required yan? At bakit yung ibang bansa, hindi naman nag-lockdown? Hindi naman sila nasira economy nila. Talaga itong D.O.H. pahamak. Dapat ang D.O.H. ayusin nila yung problema sa PhilHealth. Hindi nila pwedeng sabihin na wala silang kinalaman yan. Alam niyo kung bakit? Lahat ng hospital, lahat ng mga eye center, lahat ng mga dialysis center, kung meron silang ginagawa na mga katiwalian, ang may control ng lisensya ng mga hospital at mga clinic ay D.O.H. Siyempre, kung nakikita nila na dapat kung may question man doon sa mga clinic na yan, yung mga dialysis na yan, ba't hindi nila i-revoke yung lisensya? Ang D.O.H. ang may control sa kanila.
Hi, my name is Adrian Milag and welcome again to my vlog. Bakit ko shinare yan sa inyo? Hindi dahil gusto ko i-promote sa inyo si Larry Gadon. In fact, maraming mga bagay na hindi ako agree sa kanya. Yung mga pagsasabi niya ng bobo, pagmumura. As a Christian, dapat walang hatred and anger sa puso. Maraming tao gusto yung ganun style niya. Pero ako, I'm against it. Pero bakit ko shinare itong interview niya na to? Kasi may point siya dito. Sa lahat ng narinig ko sa kanya, dito ako mag-agree sa kanya. Dahil totoo tong mga sinasabi niya. Ang D.O.H, itong ginagawa sa atin, puro pananakot. Masyado nilang hinipe yung COVID na to para takutin tayong mga Pilipino. Biruin mo, may face shield ka na, may face mask ka na, may barrier pa silang nalalaman na hindi mo alam, ano ba, pinagluloko na ba tayong mga Pilipino? Ano ba tayo, praktisan ng new system na gusto nilang gawin sa buong mundo? Tayo ba yung ginagawang praktisan nun? Na pag in-implement national, madaling i-implement to? Hindi nyo ba napapansin? Na baka itong nangyayari sa COVID, ito yung gateway ng one world system. Ng new world system. Ng centralized na ang lahat para i-implement to sa bawat Pilipino. Parang i-force to na gawin mo to. Hindi nyo ba napapansin yun? Hindi nyo ba nakikita yun? Kasi may point siya dun eh. Imagine this, nakita mo ba si Donald Trump na naka-face shield, na naka-mask pa? Hindi. Sa Amerika, may nakita ka bang mga naka-face shield dun at naka-mask, naka-barrier? Mataas ang case sa Amerika. Hindi sila ganung kahigpit. Hindi naman din sila ganung kaluwag. Tama lang, may precautionary measure. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, tignan natin, parang minsan OA na ang ginagawa ng government. Result is bumabagsak yung economy ng Pilipinas. And nafo-force tayo na gawin yung mga pinapagawa nila. Ito ay nagkukos ng fear sa maraming tao.
My responsibility was project leader or the senior project engineer. We began to work on the design of a microchip that, when it was completed, was 0.75 millimeters in diameter, 7 millimeters long. It was the size of 1/4 of a grain of rice. Again, I want to say that I was not a Christian and there were no Christians there. They said they wanted this to have a power source and be able to emit a signal. And they told us they wanted us to use lithium as a battery source. Lithium's used in watch batteries, it's used in heart pacemaker batteries, it's used in a lot of places. I designed into this microchip a little charging circuit that would charge that battery. This sounds like a lot of technical things coming together, but if you'll bear with me 1 minute, you'll see what God has laid out about this microchip. When we discovered that we needed to be able to charge that battery, I needed a temperature change, a change in temperature to cause current to flow through that little charging circuit that would charge the battery. So we began to investigate and find out where in the body does the temperature change the most rapidly. We spent over $1 million in taxpayer money, and when the results came back, there was a lot of information. We divided it up amongst 3 teams, and then came back together with that information. It was determined that there were 2 places in the body that were ideal for the microchip. One was just below the hairline on the forehead. Every mother checks their child's temperature right here. So we could have paid the mothers $1 million and saved I never saw a mother check their child's temperature on their ankle. Always right here. The other place was the hand, the right hand preferred, because most people are right-handed. This didn't bother me, and it didn't bother anybody else on the team. The hand seemed a good place. Nobody wanted it here. And so the design work, everything was completed. The microchip was done. You're seeing it now on some of the Discovery Channel presentations. There are people who have received it already. It is real. It's not something that's coming way down the road. They gave me a Bible. They told me not to read the book of Revelation. They said the book of Revelation is too hard to understand. So I waited, and I didn't read the book of Revelation for quite some time. Then one day I came to Revelation 13, verse 16. And he caused us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. I didn't like what I saw. I went back and looked up the word mark. I went to the Strong's Concordance, and I found that John had used 3 words for the word mark. Charagma, charicature, and charax. That was from the Greek. I looked at those words. They talked about a scratch or an etching. They talked about a lot of things. And I said, God, this isn't it. We didn't do it. He said, go to the word for 666. The word is chixastigma. In the Greek, it says to go to 4742 as a cross. The last half of the word chixastigma. And when I looked at what it says stizo, i.e. to stick, to prick, a mark incised or punched into for recognition of ownership. I thought about the little injection tool. The end of it is called an incisor. I began to weep and I began to cry, and I said, oh God, what have we done? I couldn't believe that this lined up with what we had developed. And I began to run from God. I didn't run away from the church, I ran into the church. I tried to do as many things as I could to atone for this. But I want to tell you something, as God is my witness here tonight, this got in the way. Money got in the way. I had beautiful homes overlooking the lake. I had all the things that I wanted. And I ran because of the money. My ability to go and get $250,000 in research money took me away from telling the message. I ran for many years. What I want to tell you is that this is real. The microchip implant is real. Credit cards are failing. They can be counterfeited. The new smart card can be counterfeited. They can be stolen. They can be lost. All kinds of things can happen to a card. But you cannot lose your hand. Very quickly, they're going to move to this being in the hand. And I tell you, as a Christian, you cannot take this. No matter what anybody says, God's word says you cannot take it. No matter what they try to talk you into, God's word says don't take it. In Revelation 14, verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus. It's very simple. God's word says do not take it. Today there have been over 15,000 babies that have been given the positive identification, the microchip. Many companies are using the microchip as identification in their top-level employees. The Immigration Naturalization Service has a better passport, the human hand. So many of these things are all around us. We talk about the signs of the New World Order. God has spelled out in His Word just exactly what's going on today in the New World Order. Satan desires to have a one-world government. From the time he fell, he said, I want a one-world government. He wants to replace God. And so we see a government put together by men, a one-world government. The signs of the times are all around us.
Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, let's use our brain. Di ba? Do your own research. Mag-analyze ka. Ano ba yung ginagawa sa ibang bansa? Parang tayo dito sa Pilipinas, sumusunod na lang ba tayo palagi sa anong sabi ng China? Sumusunod tayo sa anong gusto sabi ng WHO? Hindi na tayo nagkakaroon ng independent na ruling, na desisyon, mas favorable sa mga tao, favorable sa economy, na hindi kailangan i-sacrifice yung economy at hindi rin kailangan i-compromise yung health ng mga tao. Yung mga testing nga lang, hindi mo sigurado kung lahat ba talaga ng tinest ng COVID na yan, COVID ba talaga. Marami na ako nabalitaan na yung test kit na yan ay palyado. Yung rapid test kit ay palyado yan. Na kahit wala kang COVID, nagpa-positive siya or minsan negative, inaccurate siya.
Hello po, I'm Dr. Ana York Bondok. I am a pulmonary po and critical care specialist. At nag-video po ako at nag-aapila po to ban rapid testing. So, yun po ang aking advocacy. Basahin ko po yung letter ko po kay President Duterte. Dear Honorable President Duterte, requesting for a ban on rapid testing. I am respectfully requesting for a ban on antibody serology testing, or popularly called rapid testing, effective immediately. Rapid testing is internationally agreed by medical professionals to be unreliable with numerous false positives and false negatives. I believe that the wrong clinical decisions made with inaccurate results from rapid tests has been fueling the rise of COVID cases in Metro Manila. So, ito po ang nangyayari, Mr. President, ngayon with regards to rapid testing. Rapid testing for the diagnosis of COVID is inaccurate, unreliable, and has been banned internationally by the governments in Australia, Dubai, and India, among others. They have been found defective worldwide in the US, the UK, and Australia. All medical societies in the Philippines have already agreed that rapid testing should not be used to diagnose acute COVID. Abuse and wrong use of rapid testing in the Philippines is widespread. All of the following are wrong, yet they are occurring daily, perpetuated by both the government and the private sector. All balik probinsya were rapid tested. Many casinos, restaurants, hospitals, malls require all their employees to undergo rapid tests every 2 weeks. Big corporations requiring their employees to rapid test before returning to work. This will happen again en masse after the MECQ. Many LGUs and government agencies requiring rapid tests for unclear reasons. Wedding suppliers, photographers, caterers, hair, makeup, all required to undergo rapid test before a wedding. Ito po ang pinakamasakit. Many hospitals requiring rapid test before OR, before delivery or panganganak, before chemotherapy, before radiation therapy, and sadly, even before admission. At marami pa pong iba. Rapid test is causing much unnecessary financial hardship. Many workers have been placed on quarantine, no work, no pay, for a false positive test. Many LGUs waste time and effort quarantining the false positives. Worse, the false negatives are released into the community to spread COVID again. We are urgently appealing to you, the IATF, and the Department of Health to ban rapid testing today. It is seriously damaging the Philippines' effort to combat COVID. Additionally, it is imposing much unnecessary hardship on the Filipino people. So maraming salamat po, and sincerely yours. Ito po yung open letter po natin kay President Duterte. I'm sorry not to send it. I cannot find po the email of the PMS. At wala pong sumasagot ng landline. But I will again try to send po. Sa mga nagtatanong po, ban rapid testing. Sa maikli lang hong salita, hindi po siya maasahan. Marami pong false results, false negative, false positive. Ginagawa na lang pong hanap buhay at dapat itigil na po. So, umaapila po ako. My name is Dr. Ana York Bondok. Ban rapid testing today. Yun lang po, and magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Ang daming mga questionable na nangyayari ngayon dito sa Pilipinas. Wala tayong magagawa kundi ipagdasal talaga itong bansang Pilipinas. Because the truth will set us free. Patuloy natin ipagdasal ang mga leader natin na nag-handle na itong COVID na to. Pagdasal natin yung mga magiging future leader natin na yung mga competent at may pusong mga leader na kailangan natin para sa bansang Pilipinas. Okay, so after ng vlog na to, make sure na i-check mo din yung iba ko pang vlog dyan sa may video section. Marami akong ginawang topic na alam ko na mabibless ka. If you want to support my channel, to support me in my mission, you may join my supporters group. Ang gawin mo lang, click mo lang yung join button sa baba ng video na to para pasalamatan ka na nag-join ka ng aking supporters group. Bibigyan kita ng copy ng aking ebook na Live Your Life to the Fullest. Okay, so click the join button below. Thank you and God bless. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope na na-bless at na-inspire ka dito sa aking vlog. Make sure na i-like mo at mag-comment ka sa baba ng video na to at mag-subscribe ka sa aking YouTube channel para lagi kang updated sa mga bagong vlog na gagawin ko. At huwag mo din kakalimutan na i-like ang aking page. So this been Adrian Milag, encouraging you to live your life to the fullest. God bless you more abundantly.